Welcome back to Good Evening KU. I'm Brandy Smith.
And I'm Brittany Foster. So, Brandy, we just got back from winter break.
Yes,
did you do anything interesting?
I did everything boring as possible. I watched my 1-year-old sister, so I watched her little baby first cartoons. That was very excruciating. And I also got to work at Marshall's, which was very interesting and drama-filled.
Sure.
Yeah, very
a lot
surprising.
of interesting customers, you know.
Yeah. What about yourself?
Well, I did the same thing. I did a staycation. A lot of my friends went out and did things. I just stayed at home, relaxed. You know, I babysat a lot as well.
Nice.
Visited a few meteorologists because I'm studying meteorology. So nothing really interesting, but sometimes that's good if you have a nice break, which I needed.
Yeah. So speaking of meteorology, you're our weathercaster for the show. So the weather has been crazy. We had to start school in negative degree weather. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, let's start there because I thought KU was going to call it.
Yes.
I thought we weren't going to have school. They were going to delay it by a day, but I don't know. A lot of people, if you looked at the Twitter feed, it was kind of they weren't going to do it. So
no.
It was okay, bundled up for that. But this week it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be kind of like a roller coaster. We're going to start off with nice mild temperatures as in today, and then we will quickly cool down. So
awesome. And so I believe before the show, we were talking about Groundhog Day.
Yes.
So do you have any expertise in that area?
So it is not scientific. It's not accurate. It's just a fun thing that you know, people. I mean, all the news stations really talk about it and show. It's for fun, but it's nowhere near accurate.
I get very into it. I take it extremely personal.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When there's no springtime early, I'm like very mad. But very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Well, you're the producer of the show.
Yes.
Do you have any cool plans for the show this semester?
So I'm planning on a Valentine's Day segment. So that's going to be fun. Maybe like a little bit of a game show. Some of our cast have come up with a really good idea to have a game show. So I'm going to kind of put that all together. We're going to have some really great guests from the business school, the journalism school, and even some of your
from the scholarship halls, because I live in the scholarship halls, so maybe we'll have someone come in. That'd be fun.
That would be awesome. So stay tuned. We've got a lot planned for tonight. Next is news.
When you shop local in the heart of the city, you support the people that make our community thrive. The money you spend here stays here, in this place we call our home. Lawrence, Kansas, where there's good old-fashioned hometown pride. Eat local, drink local, shop local.
Welcome back, I'm Kaylee Searcy.
And I'm Katie Scott. This is your Good Evening KU News Update. President Trump delivered his first State of the Union address last night, and the reactions were mixed. Trump talked about the booming economy, the new tax cuts, and immigration. He did not mention Russia or the most recent school shootings. A CNN poll gave Trump the least positive reaction for a State of the Union speech in 20 years.
An Amtrak train carrying members of the Republican Congress slammed into a garbage truck today, killing one and injuring two, including a U.S. representative. The train was en route from Washington, D.C. to a retreat in West Virginia when it hit a truck in Crozet, Virginia. Representative Jason Lewis received a concussion and was treated at a local hospital.
You might remember back a few weeks when people in Hawaii received a false warning about a missile attack. It turns out that the person who sent the alert actually thought an attack was underway. The alert went out to cell phones and TV sets across the islands and triggered panic and chaos. The employee has been fired.
If you were up early this morning, you might have seen the super blue blood moon. According to NASA, the occurrence is a combination of 3 rare lunar events. As the sun, the earth, and the moon lined up, the shadow made the moon appear red. The effect is called super this time around because the full moon is at its closest point to the earth and it appears 14% bigger and 30% brighter than normal.
The state of Kansas has a new governor. Republican Jeff Collier took over this afternoon after former Governor Sam Brownback resigned to become an ambassador in President Trump's cabinet. Collier was the longest-serving lieutenant governor in Kansas history and now becomes its 47th governor.
That will wrap it up for our news update. Stay tuned. Next, we have our special guest that you won't want to miss.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Malika, and I'm here with our special guest, Cal Butcher. He is the director of Media Crossroads, so we're just going to ask him a couple of things about his experience with that and just kind of find out some interesting things about his life. So why don't you go ahead and tell us about Media Crossroads, Cal?
Media Crossroads, we are now starting our 6th year, and most students don't know this, but we started in the Union. And it's kind of neat now that when Media Crossroads was new, it was new for everybody, freshmen through seniors. And now that we've been here for 6 years, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, they don't know that it used to be new, that it's something new. So Media Crossroads was basically built to be a classroom studio for everybody. And when we started in the Union, we started Good Morning KU. That was the first show we had. And then because so many students had class in the morning, we ended up switching or adding a show called Good Evening KU. And I think the last time I counted, we were up to about 750 shows.
Wow. So when was the transition from the Union to Anschutz Library?
After about 3.5 years, the Union started to make their plans for the future because the Union is trying to, renovate and get more activity up there. Mm-hmm. So they decided that they wanted to take that space and use it for something else. So we didn't know where we were going to go. The libraries were the first ones who jumped in and said, we used to have books everywhere, but we don't have books anymore. So we want things, we want activity. So Anschutz Library said, hey, it would be great to have Media Crossroads, and lo and behold, here we are.
Very nice. So how many times a week do shows occur at Media Crossroads?
When we started, we did Good Morning KU 5 days a week. I think at our peak about 2 or 3 years ago, we were up to 20 shows that we had in a week because we had a lot of KJHK shows and a lot of students created their own shows. Now what's happened is I have students that work on the shows here and then the next year they want to go on and do other things. So I think I counted up, we have 12 total shows in Media Crossroads and in Dole this year.
Nice. Okay, so that's enough about where you spend most of your time, which is Media Crossroads, but we also know that you like to do a lot of other things besides being here.
Another part of my job at KU is I get paid by KU Athletics. Mm-hmm. So I am the liaison between the J School and KU Athletics, which means I send students to work for Rock Chalk Video and Spectrum Sports and ESPN and KUGH whenever we do sports things. And then we also do all the coverage of just about every KU sport we have to get video of so that we can put it in our shows so that we have B-roll.
Very nice. It sounds like an exciting life. I also know that you have hit all 49 states in the country and you have one missing. Why don't you tell us about what that journey of your life has been like? I
have traveled a lot. I've been lucky. I had, at some point, even like when I was finishing up college, I had 40 of the 50, and I just had the 8 to do, but they were in different parts of the country, so I've kind of had to take different trips, and for the longest time I had 3 states left. I had to do Alaska, Vermont, and New Hampshire. So this summer, in that break that we had between the new year and the semester starting, I found a cheap flight to Boston, flew into Boston, drove up to New Hampshire, explored Vermont. So now all I need is Alaska.
That's so exciting. So what other, did you do that over winter break, or was that last?
Yes.
Okay.
Went home to Colorado over winter break, then came back here, had a couple things to do, and then that week before classes started, that's when I went. So I actually flew into Boston the day after the blizzard, and there was 2 feet of snow everywhere I was.
Wow. Yeah. I hate snow. So I guess, do you want to tell us about your plans for this semester to wrap things up?
This summer, this semester, we are, cranking it up again. Today is our first Good Evening KU show. Most of the other shows have met or they are getting ready to go. We redesigned the studio in Dole, so all the shows are going to look different there. So, it's a new semester. We're just I feel like Bill Self in that, I have some one and dones. I have some people who are here for 4 years, but I get a new crew every year. So we just finished up preseason and we just had our first game. And all the students today are doing this for the first time, but in a couple more weeks we'll be ready for conference play to start, and we'll keep doing shows and cranking them out.
Bet you're excited for that.
It is. It's really fun.
All right. Well, thank you for being our guest. After the break, Hayden and Kiera will be here with entertainment.
Have a nice day. You too. Have a great day. Thanks. You too.
Make someone's day. Pay it forward.
Welcome back. I'm Hayden.
And I'm Kiera, and this is your Top 5 Entertainment Update. The 60th Annual Grammy Awards occurred on Sunday, leaving critics questioning whether or not the finalists were up to date. Bruno Mars cleaned up with 6 awards, including Album of the Year. Kendrick Lamar beat out Jay-Z for Best Rap Album, but gave a shout-out to Jay for Prez. The awards also paid tribute to the #MeToo movement.
Actor Mark Salling, best known as Puck on Fox's comedy drama Glee, passed away Tuesday morning in an apparent suicide. Salling pleaded guilty to counts of possession of child pornography and was scheduled for sentencing March 7th.
TriStar Pictures announced Monday that actor Tom Hanks will play Fred Rogers in You Are My Friend. The film covers the friendship between Rogers and journalist Tom Junod that developed following their Esquire interview in 1998.
Omarosa Mangle is set to compete in Celebrity Big Brother following her dismissal from the White House in December. The reality show vet will compete against stars like Meta World Peace, Brandi Glanville, and Keisha Knight Pullum. The series is expected to begin February 7th.
Following Monday's star-studded premiere in Los Angeles, and based on social media, Black Panther was all fans hoped it would be. Early reviews indicate that the film is both political and worth entry into the Marvel Universe. Black Panther hits theaters February 16th.
That's all for your top 5. Next, we'll have Michael and Dylan with sports.
Welcome back, I'm Michael Baer.
And I'm Dylan Rising. Here's your midweek sports update. The Kansas City Chiefs have traded quarterback Alex Smith to the Washington Redskins. Over the past 7 seasons, Smith has the 4th highest winning percentage of any quarterback, trailing only Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers. The Redskins immediately signed Smith to an extension, while the Chiefs will look to second-year pro Patrick Mahomes to lead the team.
Since the Redskins now have Alex Smith, the next logical question is what is going to happen to Kirk Cousins. Rumors have him going to a number of different teams, including the Denver Broncos. All-pro linebacker Von Miller is on record as saying that he wants Cousins and believes the veteran QB can push the Broncos over the edge.
The KU women's basketball team will try to break a 7-game losing streak tonight when they take on Texas in Allen Fieldhouse. The Lady Jayhawks lost to Kansas State in overtime on Sunday and are now 2-8 in the Big 12 Conference. The Longhorns are currently ranked number 8 in the country. Tip-off is at 7 p.m.
The men are off until Saturday when they'll take on Oklahoma State. The Jayhawks knocked off Kansas State 70-56 on Big Monday in Manhattan. KU is still on top of the Big 12 standings with a 7-2 record. The Cowboys have lost 3 in a row, and tip-off is at 11 a.m. in Allen Fieldhouse.
Former New York Yankee Oscar Gamble died today at the age of 68. Gamble played 17 seasons, but is probably best known for his afro hairstyle. He hit .358 in 1979, but did not win the batting title because he was injured for much of the season.
And that will wrap it up for today's sports. Please stay with us, and Brittany will have the weather forecast after the break.
Yeah, I always just clap in this part.
This is where everyone's talking amongst themselves. Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to do it?
Are we supposed to smile?
When do we start? Somebody over here already started.
Can we talk about the piccolo part? It's the most complicated one.
It is. If you listen, you're doing it when the band's not playing.
You have to tell me when it starts. I still don't know.
Here we go. Just clapping now. No humps. Nailed it.
I practiced this morning.
Mine was just two people.
It has a right and a wrong way of doing it. No. Wrong.
I like my way better.
I don't know how to do the end.
It's just.
I don't know the head.
That's great.
It's hard by yourself.
Welcome back, everyone. Once again, my name is Brittany Foster. I'll be doing the weather again for Good Evening KU this semester. And let me tell you, we've had some very nice mild temperatures these past couple of days. And you can see that right now here in Lawrence, we're at a nice mild temperature of 52 degrees with some partly cloudy skies across the area. And we have some increasing clouds moving through all throughout the night, but still very nice outside right now. And one big difference, though, from today is the big change in the wind. Yesterday it was very windy. Luckily, we only have wind coming out of the north about 5-10 miles per hour. So a lot more calmer than what we were dealing with yesterday. Matter of fact, all of northeast Kansas is very nice and mild right now. 51 in Topeka, a little bit colder. Kansas City, a little bit warmer than us at 53 degrees, along with Manhattan and Emporia. And yet, once again, those nice clouds are starting to move in. Only a few thin cirrus clouds. Other than that, very nice. You can still see the sun and not going to be cloudy like the rest of the week like you can expect. Here's your weather headlines. Tonight we are going to quickly cool off. Temperatures throughout this week are what I like to call, and many meteorologists call, the roller coaster trend. We are going to jump around a lot this week as we head into this weekend and into the start of next week. So be prepared for that. And into this weekend, the Arctic chill is going to arrive again. So those mild temperatures we've been dealing with are going to quickly go away, and that cold weather is going to return as we head into this weekend. Here's your evening forecast. Very nice and mild. By 7 o'clock, we are already at 46 degrees. 11 p.m., those clouds start to move in with a temperature of 40 degrees. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, we're going to be in the upper 30s. We're not going to get far away from that for your high tomorrow as well. We're going to stick pretty close to that. But also for this evening, you can see it's going to be pretty nice because on radar, nothing much is going on besides a few activity out to the northwestern part of Missouri. So all is calm in the area of northeast Kansas, so very nice if you have any plans for this evening. Here's surface analysis. You can see we had a cold front that moved through earlier this day, and that's actually going to give us those colder temperatures, and that's why we're going to cool down later on this week. You can thank that cold front attached to that big system, but other than that, it's going to be pretty interesting as we head into later this weekend as well. Visible imagery shows, you can see for this evening, those clouds are going to start to move in, those cirrus clouds, but still very nice, not going to affect temperature too much because they are very thin and not as thick as you can expect. Here's your extended forecast for the rest of the week. You can see by Friday, we're going to cool down quickly into your Thursday and Friday with a high of 36 degrees on Thursday, and by Friday, 38 degrees with the sun and increasing clouds as we go into your Friday. Saturday and Sunday going to be pretty nice for your weekend with 46 degrees on Saturday, but we will cool down quickly. That's when the Arctic air arrives on Sunday, and there even is a chance of snow possibly as we head into the end and second half of your weekend. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, they look to be pretty nice as well. We're going to start off warm again on Monday with a temperature of 42 degrees. And as the week progresses, we will cool down again as we head into the new work week. So that's your weather today, and that's the show, or end of the show, matter of fact, for Good Evening KU. Stay tuned each week. We'll have many interesting things planned for this new semester. That's it, everyone. Have a good week.